Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the CNG podcast, man, and we are back with another training camp episode, man. And this time, it's not only the OGs, man. I got the new guys, man. Well, y'all know Brady. Brady really not that new, but then we got the OG Allen. He's appearing on today, man. He's the captain of the ship, man. He's the football savant on the show. But we got new blood up in here, man, and we got the chokehold queen. Man, one of the most passionate Bear fans on TikTok, man. I had to get her to come on the show. I had to get her to be a part of the podcast and the platform, man. I think people should know more about her and who she is and what she does as far as being a Chicago Bear fanatic, man. So with that being said, Choco, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself to the people.
Hey everybody, my name is Choco Queen 621 on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook is my regular name. I've been a Bears fan since '07. Shout out to my dad. This past season, I went viral, 1.7 million views. If y'all can check that out, on the Green Bay Packers. So shout out to Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, all them doing it. And thank you for having me on the podcast, Supreme. Shout out to Brady, that's my boy. And all the other new guys. All the other guys. Yeah, thank y'all for having me on the panel.
Yeah, CJ's up in the building, man. CJ's up in here. But we got to let the young gunner of the group, man, let him introduce himself. Y'all know what it is, Brady. Talk to the people one time, bro.
Just a diehard Bears fan. Thanks for having me on, guys. Choco's got the best trivia show on TikTok, best NFL trivia. So make sure you guys go subscribe, go follow her, and be around for that.
Thank you,
Yeah,
brother.
let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. So with that being said, man, look, let's get to it, man. Let's get to it, man. Chicago Bear football is officially back, y'all. It's officially back, man. You got QB1 back. You know what I mean? You got rookies out there. You got guys doing camp battles, left tackle. You know what I'm saying? Corners. You got running backs. You got wide receiver threes. You got a lot of stuff going on, OG Allen, man. And since I haven't heard from you, man, since the offseason pretty much, man, this is the first time we got you live on here today. Man, OG, it's a lot of stuff going on, man. Caleb Williams lost some weight. Dennis Allen pretty much hyped up, man. So just give me your thoughts. Then you got Montez was on the pup list, but then he wasn't on the pup list. I don't know if he was sick. So just give me your thoughts on the offseason up until now, man, as far as the draft, as far as the training camp, mini camp, and the rookies and all that good stuff, man. What you got?
Hey, man, I'm really pumped for Caleb Williams because Caleb Williams put the work in this offseason. If y'all notice, looking at Caleb Williams, it looked like he ran about 3 miles a day. He just looks like he looks real fit and lean, and I could just see it in his face, and I could just see that he's ready to take this leadership role to another level. And now it's really his team in that locker room, him and Jeff Tooney, and he's one of the guardians of the gate. So I really appreciate Caleb and what he looks like. He put the work in. He's not coming off the damn pup list like somebody we know. He's coming in as a leader and he's setting the tone. And we need more guys like that are pillars for the football team. Like, we need pillars going forward. That's what championship teams are made of, are pillars. And I think he's one of the pillars going forward. Darnell Wright. They need to go ahead and pay that man before my fat boys got to get paid. So I need Darnell Wright to get paid, and that message is straight to Mr. Poles. I need that done.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, we know, man. So that's OG Allen, man. He just getting started, bro. It's the offseason. Y'all know he's gonna be cooking a lot more as the season goes along. So Brady, man, a lot of people are saying that, even myself, I'm saying, Caleb Williams last year, a lot of times, it looked like when he was running around, he was tired a lot of the games, man. I was like, he looks fatigued, hands on his knees, breathing real heavy. So I think it was pretty dope that he went into this offseason, man. It's like, you know what? I could be a better athlete, a better quarterback if I can drop a couple of pounds, man. So when you saw him on a press conference, how were you feeling about the weight loss? You like, man, this is what we need, or you like, hey, he got to be careful, he can't get too small. So what were your thoughts, bro?
At first, I was worried about it. At first, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I like that very much. But it seems like he was on the Tom Brady diet. Tom Brady showed a lot of love to Caleb, so it's good that he's been doing that. And he actually played his rookie year at that weight. So I think he put on the extra weight just because he got sacked so much. And this is probably his natural playing weight. So he played at this weight in college. He played at this weight his rookie year. I think he bulked up and that's probably a good explanation. He bulked up for being sacked so much. So if this is what he's, if this is his playing weight, then good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah, good for him, man. So Choco, we're gonna bring it to you. Like, you want your quarterback? We talking about a guy, Choco, that survived 68 sacks, and he got the lowest probably this, sacks last season. It was 24 or something like that. And I'm pretty sure that the body type that he had then was allowing him to absorb more hits. You know what I'm saying? So, just what's your thoughts? Are you nervous about him losing the weight? Do you think he should put more weight on? You think this is just he's going to be even faster and stronger and leaner and make quicker decisions? What do you think?
Well, for me, I actually like that for Caleb. He already was mobile coming out the pocket, so with him losing 15 pounds, I think it's going to make him more mobile and more dangerous to even sack. And then when you got Joe Thuney, the protector of the year, on your O-line, it's like, why not lose the weight? I ain't gonna worry about getting sacked 66 times no more. So shout out to him. This is, to me, is giving veteran status already. He's doing veteran things. He's getting his team together without coaching his staff. So I think Caleb Williams is starting off very, very good going in his third season.
Yeah, well said. So CJ, we're gonna come back to the CNG podcast. CJ, man, Caleb Williams, man, to me, man, it just looks like he just keeps getting better, bro. Whether it's from him being accountable, whether it's him from being a better quarterback, whether him being a leadership. Now he's physically, being a better quarterback, because the first thing people see when they see the quarterback, they see a guy that's in shape. They see a guy that's fit. So the fact that he took on accountability to say, you know what, I'm not in the best shape I need to be, bro, to get us where we need to be, if I want to get to the postseason and to not be tied on third down, fourth down, because the way that Ben Johnson wants to play offense and the way he wants to tire teams out, your quarterback is going to have to match that energy for his body type. So he's very, very aware where he needs to be. So what's your thoughts on Caleb Williams and what he needs to do? That being said, you guys, we're just going to say what's going on Nonsense Nap, what's going on Down to Live. Appreciate you guys watching on YouTube. Just, we in the second day of training camp, man. Who's been the most impressive person so far? Brady, man, what have you been impressed with him? I know it's early, the pads are really not on, but Brady, who in training camp so far, you just like, what, he's good as advertised, and he's doing exactly what we need him to do, man. Like, who are you more impressed with? Who's impressed you most?
It seems like Luther Burden has been leading them in targets through 2 days of practice. It seems like he's the most targeted receiver. So that's kind of what I expected. Good to see that he's, really stepping into that role. And then somebody else that's making a big splash, Khalif Raymond, has just been, getting nothing but raved about. Reports from day 2 are that he had a 55-yard touchdown catch, just that he looks explosive. So wide receiver 3 looks like his spot.
I heard he was on Tyreek Stevenson too.
Probably. Sounds right.
Yeah. So it's cool to see that we got guys coming in as good as advertised, Choco. Just, Khalif Raymond, to me, he looks like he's going to be a captain. He talks well. He told Caleb at one time, at one point in the offseason, Caleb had bad body language, man. He said, hey, man, everybody's looking at you. The fact that he knows Ben Johnson's offense and he looks like he's going to come right in and be that leader in the wide receiver room that we didn't think we had last year from our old number 1 wide receiver in DJ Moore. We already know that. So Choco, do you think this is a breath of fresh air that we got somebody that Ben likes, Ben trusts, and that will hold not only the receivers and their wide receiver room accountable, but also hold Caleb Williams accountable?
So I was saying this months ago when they picked up Khalif Raymond. We was out having that debate of who was going to be that wide receiver 1, and this is why I picked Raymond as wide receiver 3, because he already knows Ben Johnson's system. He's a leader. He's a veteran.
Man, Brady, man, the fact that Shamar Turner is unhealthy, man. Like, when you draft a guy in the second round, man, at least Ozzie played a lot of games. Shamar Turner hasn't been there, man. Zay Frazier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Shamar Turner, when I watched him, he was at A&M or Texas Tech? Was it A&M?
Texas Tech, A&M, yeah.
Texas Tech. That D-line was loaded, and I thought it was a little bit of a product of him being around other good players. Not that I didn't think he was good, but he was around, like, every player on that defensive line got drafted or is going to be drafted. So just from what I saw on film with him, he should not be at D tackle unless he puts on some size. Him at 3 tech did not turn out very well. He got bossed around by the Raiders, who were one of the worst offensive lines. So I see him more as an edge player moving forward. And even if he was healthy right now, I just don't see where he slots in, because Dio, it sounds like, had a great offseason, and he's back since OTAs off his second torn Achilles. So he's obviously motivated to play. Don't want to make the joke. I'm being serious. But we're going to have Booker, obviously. We're going to have Sweat, obviously. So he's got a little bit of a hole to dig himself out of in terms of playing time. So I think, let's just say he's healthy right now. He's probably our fourth edge player, our fourth or fifth defensive tackle. So I'm kind of with Allen there. I'm not a huge fan of pick. He could turn it around totally. I mean, we could be talking about this next year like he's a good player. But as of right now, he's obviously hurt. If they're not talking about him, that probably means he's not coming back anytime soon. If you want to cover something up, you do that by not talking about it. So if the fact that there's no updates tells me he's probably not going to be ready to go week 1, which I didn't think he would be anyway. But even when he comes back, I just don't see like a clear role for him to be on the field super consistently unless he makes the most with his opportunities.
Mm-hmm. So, OG, what you got for us, man? You might good, Allen. You can let you land your plane, bro. You good?
Yeah, I think I'm good. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Okay, I had to turn the AC down. But yeah, man, going to Kyler Gordon, man, I just think dealing with his injuries and things like that, he's got to do better, man. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's his training regimen or it's just a hamstring that's never fully recovered. I think it's more of that. But you only have 2. So it's just one of those things, man. And if he's not available, he's really not helping us on the sideline. So I think Ben is frustrated. You can see it in his press conference. He's over it. So I just wish that Kyler could get going, man. We really need him, man. But like we talked about the other day, like Cam Lewis and, are they talking about Muhammad to step in that role? So they're going to move on, man. It's what they say, just don't stop a show. One person don't stop a show. So we're going to keep it moving.
Yeah, because Choco, man, everybody on TikTok, everybody was like, man, he got time to do this and eat, but he ain't getting his body right. So Choco, just give us your thoughts on what's going on with Kyler Gordon, how frustrated he is. I know it's 2 players on his team that's been frustrating you all offseason in the season. That's Tyreek Stevenson and Kyler Gordon. So go ahead and just let the people know how you feel about those guys, man, and how much you think that they just not going to help the team if we can get rid of them. Because I think you was like, you just get rid of them. You can't.
First things first, I'm going to just touch down on Tyreek Stevenson. I listen. It might be some people that don't agree with me. However, I think that he needs to go. I'm not getting over that Hail Mary. I don't care what he did last season. Every time since the Hail Mary, all offenses goes his way. And what happens? He get burnt. We in OTA's training camp. What he's doing? Still getting burnt. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's time to go, bro. I want to see Malik Hamid. I hope when I go to this training camp, it's going to be a good battle between them. But Stevenson, you got to step it up, bro. You got to go. Now, Kyler. Oh, bro, we can't be the Avengers without Spider-Man. It's like you can't. You can't, bro. We need you. And the fact that I'm following you on TikTok and then I see you doing food reviews, it's like, what are we doing? Like, you coming off a good season. The last thing you should be worried about is what people think about what you like to eat. And then you're not even eating healthy. You're eating cheesecakes and pizza, and it's like, bro, what are you doing? And then you go back to training camp, you instantly get injured. It's like, bro, what? At this point, you're a liability. You like a chain and ball wrapped around our ankles right now, and you holding us back.
Yeah, I mean, and I agree, man. And then the fact that you got CJ, you got Terrell Smith that's out here healthy, man. Terrell Smith is 100%. And I think the last time I was talking,
step up. I'm ready to see who can step up. I know it's not a lot of Kyler Gordons out there, but bro, we can't get rid of you. We gotta deal with what we have, and I hope what we have is enough.
Yeah, because now that Terrell Smith is healthy, CJ, man, he was playing pretty good cornerback, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was one of the ones that put his body on the line, getting a lot of pass breakups, and he could play a little bit of corner number 1 too. So the fact that these guys, and you got like Cam Lewis out there, Terrell Smith is out there now, man, like, I think it's over with, man. I think the fact that Kyler Gordon is, even though we owe him money, I think that they're quickly moving on and pivoting from him. And trying to get him to be a future cornerstone on his team, man. If you can't stay healthy going on your third or fourth season here, and it's every offseason, you get hurt immediately right before training camp starts, bro. I got to be if I'm a head coach. So do you feel the same way that everybody else is feeling on the panel about Kyler Gordon? Or you just one of the people that's like, no, let's just wait till week 1. He could be ready and make a bunch of excuses and just give him time. Like, see where you landed in this situation, man.
And I was going to say, bro, I don't know.
Hold on,
if y'all
I feel about
superstitious.
about is that he
hold on, let him
getting
go.
hurt
Okay.
every off season before training camp, during training camp, and I'm just like, yo, I'm over it. I'm just over it, man.
Go ahead.
He's definitely a key piece of our defense, and we need him out there.
Go ahead, Choco.
I was gonna say, I don't know about everybody, but I'm superstitious when it come down to this football stuff. And bro, don't nobody want to be around nobody that's constantly injured. Don't nobody want that on them. So yeah, distance yourself. I'm sorry, Cal Gordon, go sit in the corner and think about it. Think about what you're doing right now, because you're missing out on the opportunity to be great for real. Because when you go to another team, guess what? They're not gonna pay you a big contract, dude. They're not. They're not going to give you no big money. And guarantee you, bro, if you don't do what you need to do, you going to be up out of here. Because Ben Johnson got a plan. And if you don't want to play for us, if you want to not take this serious, you can go respectfully.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of people probably feel, Alan. Like, at some point, an athlete got to be an athlete. We got guys like LeBron James or Kobe Bryant. They pretty much playing with his, rotator cuff torn off, and Michael Jordan playing 82 games in the season. You know what I mean? You got guys that are...
So he's got to take care of that, man. And if he's taking in a lot of acid and things like that, as far as like the food breaking down his body like that, man, he's not going to have good hamstring or muscle retraction. But that's really his problem, is muscle problems, soft tissue injuries and things like that. Is he spending the time in the tub, like as far as like, ice baths and things like that? Is he doing the sauna work? So he's got to figure this thing out, man. And hopefully, man, it don't come to him leaving, because I don't think none of the people want him to leave. He's an immense talent, but he's got to figure this out with his body, man. Like, you got Grover, you got some good trainers out here, man, that he could link up with. That it's right in the Chicago area, man. Michael Jordan,
this part of the assignment done. It's just a messed up situation. But we're gonna get into some more training camp talk, man. We're gonna move on from that situation, man. I want to get into the Luther Burden, man. Alan, I want to get into Luther Burden, man, and I want to get into Luther Rome and get into this number 1 wide receiver position, Alan. Because it's a topic, man, and I think we've talked about it to nauseum. But at the same time, Rome actually answered the good question. Some press conference that was asking about the number 1 wide receiver position, and he said it's a competition between you and Luther. And Rome dodged it, but he answered it, and I thought he did a very good job, because he didn't let the toxicity of that type of narrative and question get into. He said we're all competing. We're all if they're competing for the ball. There's only one ball. But like I know, when it comes down to that depth chart and a $10 million to $15 million decrease because you're not the number 1 wide receiver on paper to get your money, it's a thing. So, Alan, what's your thoughts on that wide receiver position 1? And what do you think about Luther Burden, man? You think he can actually just overtake Rome? I don't see it happening. I really don't. I just don't. But what's your thoughts on that narrative out here, that wide receiver 1 stuff, man?
Well, I'm going to be a little brief on this one. I'm going to tell you something. Luther Burden, like I said last summer, is probably the best all-around receiver we have. But what I need Luther to continue to work on is his route running. And I think Rome, at this stage, his route running might be a smidge better, but he can't catch like Luther can. I don't think Luther dropped too many footballs last year. So Rome's really got to work on catching the ball away from his body. That's my biggest gripe with Rome. But he's always where he needs to be on the play. But it's just, is he going to catch the football? Like, we could have kept playing football in the playoffs if he catches a touchdown. So those are the things Rome got to focus on. And that question about Luther Burden, that's what it is. Football, man. Ain't no positions out there, man. the quarterback and the football is gonna find the energy, and then that's gonna be the number one receiver. It just depends on concepts and teams.
Yeah. So Brady, man, what's your thoughts on this situation, man, with this number one wide receiver competition, man? Quote unquote, they've been asking about it, man. Because I know these guys are chomping at the bit and they've been doing it. So I don't know, but just what's your thoughts, man? Because I know you got a lot of love for Luther too, man.
Yeah, number one option in the passing game is going to be, and I think it should be, Colston Loveland. But obviously, we're talking about wide receivers here. I like Luther over Rome. Not that I think Rome's a bad player by any means. I think Caleb is more so friends with Rome. I think they're boys, But Luther's running the same route tree that Amon-Ra St. Brown was running. Ben Johnson's up on the press conference saying, I'm buying all the Luther Burden stock. The reports in training camp so far right now are that Luther Burden's out targeting Rome Odunze. And then if you remember going back to OTAs, we were talking about this. They had Tyreek Stevenson covering Rome Tyreek Stevenson covering Rome most of the time. Exactly. Jalen Johnson was covering Luther. So I think it's going to be Luther personally. I think Luther's a better fit in our offense. If we were running, a different style of offense, I think Rome would fit better. But with the in-breaking routes, with catching the ball over the middle of the field, I think Luther's a lot more of that zone beater, going to sit down in the right spots in zone coverage a lot more. So I see that. Rome's more of a contested catch, boundary guy. I like that we have both of them. I think both of them will be good. But, if you made me pick one, I'm going to go with Luther.
Yeah, man. I like Luther. I like Rome. I just think it's Rome until it's proven otherwise, man. As much as it could happen, man. Like I'm saying, when it comes to money, I'm just thinking about the money aspect. Like if Brady, me and you are trying to get that bag, bro, and the most money we could get, I'm trying my best to beat your ass at practice, bro. I don't care about the whole narrative that, we gonna spread it around, bro. On that paper, bro, it's a tight end 1, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. Point blank period, bro. So if that's motivating the guys, and it should be, I'm at your neck, bro. And it looks like Luther knows that. It looks like Luther Burden understands the mission. Like, yeah, whatever. But I'm coming here to be a dog, bro. And if it's you or me, even though we're teammates, I'm going to try to get that, man. It's not all this kumbaya. You can say all this kumbaya stuff if you want to, bro. Them dudes are motivated by being great, getting the most catches, and getting the most money they can get, bro. Nobody's never going to change my mind about that. And I hope it works out for either one of them. But if I got to pick a guy that I think that's going to do it, I think it's Rome. I think he's more physically, got a more physical advantage, taller, bigger. You know what I'm saying? He got a better jump catch radius. So he looks like the number one wide receiver. But when it comes to route running, when it comes to yards after catch, when it comes to, off the line of scrimmage and just beating you as a wide receiver, it's Luther Burden. So they both got their strengths and they both got their flaws. I just think Luther got to be more in the playbook, and I think Rome just got to be healthy and catch the ball when needed. Because like Alan was saying, man, we still be playing football right now if he didn't drop that one particular pass, which I think people overreact because it's just a tough play. And Brady, you were saying it was a bad pass too. So
it was kind of a duck, kind of behind him. He's getting hit. It's cold outside. He should have caught it, hit his hands, but that's not. I mean, it is what it
Brady, catch the effing football,
I'm
Brady. It was in his hands. Good throw, Caleb.
I went Allen.
Yeah, fuck that. Catch the football. That's his fault.
It was a little bit of a duck. It was a wobbly pass. I mean, I just talked up Luther Burden over Rome. I'm not.
But I
that was a bit of a tough play. He should have caught it though.
CW can throw some bullets now. They be a little bit too hot, and we talking about it in below zero cold, so that does play a part as well.
Yeah.
If he drops another one, he won't be on this team no more. I promise you that. Yeah, he will. He can't drop no more. He can't drop no more passes like that in the playoffs. That's a no.
No, you can't. You can't. And that's what I'm saying about, people are picking sides. I'm like, bro, it's all about production, man. These people can get out here and say whatever the hell they want to say, but when it comes down to them money plays and that money ball and that number one wide receiver who we gotta pay and who's producing the most to get that money, oh, bro, it's gonna get real soon. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get real soon, man. Based off what these dudes are doing. But we got some comments in the chat from my boy Nonsense Nat, man. He's been locking it down and being with us since Facebook, man. My Facebook days. He says if Caleb throws 40 passes a game, Loveland gets 8 to 10, Luther gets 8 to 10, Rome gets 5 to 8. Raymond ranked Khalif getting 5 to 8, Swift about 3, and the rest of the other options. So if Luther's getting 8 to 10, And how do y'all feel about this statement right here, CJ? Do you agree with this, man? Because it looks like he put it in order. He put his tight end 1, his wide receiver 1, and his wide receiver 2, which I don't have an issue with because Brady and Chalk, obviously I want a 3-headed monster anyway. But just for the sake of the fact of that money, man, you know what I mean, CJ? Will you agree with this?
I don't agree with Rome getting 8 to 10. I think Rome's gonna get less.
Rome getting 5 to 8.
I think Levin's gonna get more.
Ooh.
I'm not bad. I'm not even gonna argue with him on that because I can't lie to you. Let's talk turkey. That sounds decent. I mean, Loveland was that go-to guy last season. Top 10 tight end right now. So I wouldn't be. I'm not mad at that.
I could see, as much as I think Khalif's going to be wide receiver 3, that's more of like a slot option in Ben's offense. I see him being a better version of what Zacchaeus was. Cole Kmet's going to get some targets. You know, I see Cole Kmet eating into what Khalif's getting a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I'm thinking. But sprinkle Cole Kmet in there.
Yeah, sprinkle Cole Kmet. Yeah, this is a good take by Nonsense Nat, man. I want to get into some other stuff, Choco, and I want to talk about Dennis Allen was on the podium, man. Like I said, man, I was ready to run to a wall for him. He was talking about Tyreek Stevenson, man. He was really damn near up there yelling on the presser. I don't know if y'all all seen it, but and I think that going into this season, he's going to have to be very, very creative because we're still probably ranked last as far as the pass rush. But that's not an excuse because we've seen us play without linebackers. We've seen us have a bend don't break defense. There's really no excuse. Once you come off the type of season that Dennis Allen came off the type of season, you'll still have your team producing because if it wasn't for Dennis Allen and the defense, Caleb does not get those 7 comeback wins. You have to credit the defense. A quarterback does not win games by himself. So the fact that we have that defense giving him the ball back is great. And the fact that Caleb Williams can come up clutch and have a clutch gene is great. But I think going into this season, Choco, I think it's really no excuses based off how he really kept the team afloat with the defense, knowing that we were running out of guys on the defensive line and the injuries. So just what's your expectations of this defense under Dennis Allen going into this season? What do you feel what we should be doing?
Okay, I'm going to just start off with during the draft, I don't think DA has a say-so too much because they passed up on a lot of defense that I feel like we could have picked up. So I guess he's saying, like, I got to work with what I got, but give me something to work with. You know what I'm saying? That's why he was screaming so hard on that podium. And I'm not mad at him. I actually didn't even know Dennis Allen was that spicy like that, but I'm liking it because that means that everybody's getting serious. Everybody knows that this team can possibly make it farther than they did last season. Now, my expectations for the defense, I want to be top dog in the run and sacks. I do not want all them turnovers because turnovers are not going to win you no championships. Stopping the run and those sacks will. So that's still a question mark on that D line. Is like who is going to step up? Who is going to be that guy? And for me personally, I'm going with Austin Booker. I think I think this is going to be one of his breakout years. I really feel like he's going to go in and don't stop, pedal to the metal. Everybody be talking about Montez Sweat. We pay him all this money and he really don't do this or do that. But he doesn't have no help. I'm not giving him no excuses. But however, he doesn't have no help. He needs to get a little faster. That D-line period needs to get faster to the quarterback whatsoever. Because you got to see the Eagles, you know what I'm saying? They got a good run game with Saquon Barkley, and if we cannot stop that, we're gonna lose that game because they're definitely gonna use their running game. I want us to get the offense on the field faster. I want Caleb Williams and that offense to be able to hold that clock, and so we won't have to even worry about no comeback wins. And let's get 40 points a game. Right. And that only happens if the defense gets the offense back on the field quick enough.
Absolutely. So, and that's a great point. So, Alan, man, and then we still got comments coming in. We appreciate Tyler Coleman from saying Luther is better than Rome. You know what, man? We're going to see, man. And I'm here for it, too. I love competition. I love,
hey, Tyler, I'm going with Luther, too.
Then you got Knapp saying defense got to get run stops and pressure the QB. We went on. It's Audrey says, "What's up, CNG podcast?" Shout out to you, Miss Audrey. Nap says, "Top 5 on stopping the run and top 5 in the secondary. Anything less is not an option." Bro, you gotta relax. You gotta relax. Come on, Nap. You gotta relax, bro. Go ahead, Brady.
Well, can I say something on that point?
Hold on, let Brady.
Nonsense.
I know Brady. Hold on, Choco.
Oh.
Hold on. I know Brady wanted this like he was getting ready to say something. Go ahead, Brady.
I would, as much as I think last time I was on here, I really, dogged on Dennis Allen to give him a little bit of breathing room here. I think when you look at the defense, you could argue 3 of his best 4 players were hurt basically the whole year, and Kyler, TJ, and Jalen Johnson. So I like our edge group. I'm not very big on the depth that we have there, but I like our starters. I think the linebacker core can be great. I think the secondary can be great. The 2 biggest question marks on this defense are going to be defensive tackle, because we invested just a 6th-round pick, and then I think the total was $6 million between Gallimore and Vandenberg, or between Gallimore and Kentavious Street.
Yeah.
So defensive tackle is the most important spot for this defense. We'll go as far as Grady Jarrett and Javon Dexter will take us on the defensive side of the ball, because if we're not moving the pocket, that's going to make Booker and Sweat's life a lot harder. And the secondary should be much better just with Jalen Johnson in there. Stopping the run, that starts up front with the defensive tackles. We need somebody to break out, or we need Dexter to finally take a step up, and we need Grady Jarrett to play, somewhat up to this contract. But we do have a 7th highest paid defense in the NFL. So I think
crazy.
Yeah, I see us, if this doesn't work out on the defensive line, I think we're in a very good position to revamp the D-line, just like we did with the secondary this past offseason. So we're in a position where Dexter and Dio and all these, DA guys that we brought in here don't end up working out. We can revamp. We'll have enough money to do it.
Yeah, go ahead, Choco. Get your point off. I got a question for Al.
Okay, real quick. Nonsense. I just want to address what you were saying. Top 5s on stop run, all that. Listen, with the team that we have, I'm not saying that it's not a good spot. We don't have to be that high, because if you look at when we played the Eagles, we were ranked 11th through 16th in defense, and their defense was 4 to 6. So I'm saying if we can be at least top 15 or better, we can beat like teams like the Patriots, like the Seahawks. Because with that schedule, we gotta have top 15 defense or better. Period. Point blank.
Yeah, well said. And LG, man, and I want to ask the question, man. Ask you this, Alan. Do you think that's possible? And just what's your thoughts on the linebacker core, man? And how do you feel about the secondary? Because I think that our linebacker core might be actually better than our secondary, man. I think with those guys back there, Devin Bush, DeMarco Long, what is it? DeMarco Jackson. You got Jack Sanborn. You got TJ Edwards coming back. You got a young Keyshawn Elliott. You got Ruben Hippolyte, who ran a 4.3. He's got to get better at his technique. So going into the training camp and going into the season, man, how do you feel about our linebacker core, man? How do you feel about those guys, man?
Well, if you ask me, the linebacker core is like a B-.
Tackles in 2 games.
Oh,
so
wow.
Just give me your thoughts, Brady. Just, man, like I know we can't stop, the defensive line is porous, man. We don't know what the other side of that line is going to do besides Montez, and we don't even know who else get us a sack. Maybe Dio, but just what's your thoughts on the linebacker? How you think it's going to be deployed by Dennis Allen this year, man? Based off the defensive line not being that great, bro.
Yeah, Dennis Allen wants to play a lot of man and send the house. That's what he wants to do, and it was hard for him to do that last year when we're rolling the Sean Wright and Tyreek Stevenson, and there's no Kyler Gordon, and we got Brisker they can't cover. So what Dennis Allen wants to do is have people that can cover man on man, and then send the linebackers. And there was a stretch in the season where every single linebacker we had was hurt. We went a long period of time without TJ, without a few games without Tremaine. So I think we're going to see a lot more blitzes, and I think Bush will be great for that. And if Keyshawn Elliott works his way onto the field, that's what he did at Arizona. He actually had 9 sacks as a linebacker. So that's really where he shines. I feel more comfortable with the linebackers than I do with the secondary, just because we're already having this discussion with the nickel corner.
Got walk coming to camp with Cream on the 25th. Whoa, that's a bar right there, Cream. You know what, man? We're gonna talk about it offline, bro. We're gonna talk about it offline, man. I'm gonna hit you up, Cream Sleeve. If anybody don't know who Cream Sleeve is on Twitter, I don't know if you've been sleeping on a rock. I don't know. I can't give you any details of who he is and what he does. You just gotta follow him.
We've been getting beat 10 plus years. It is so exciting to see what's going on. I'm happy. I wake up every day happy to be a Bears fan. Not saying I never did, but it just makes me even more pumped. Like I'm pumped.
But what do you think is in the middle of that, man? Like, you think he lying? You know what I mean? It's some crazy like you missed practice because you had to do 40 up downs. Like, what is that, bro? Like,
I don't want to speculate. Montez is already.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I don't want to speculate. I know Montez already kind of said he didn't like conditioning in the press conference. He had a tweet or something like that went out of like, you know, I wish I was back in college, or I think I'm back in college, or feel like I'm back in college with this conditioning program that we're on. Maybe it's got something to do with that. I'm not sure. I'm not reading into it too much. I just thought it was a funny note. And then the other thing that I was looking at is center position is the most important in my mind. Garrett Bradbury took reps with the first team, which I'm sure everybody expected. But to start out, you know, the first team reps were Garrett Bradbury and then Braxton Jones out there. Obviously, I'm looking for Logan Jones, seeing if he can win that job. And then Jedrick Wills is the other guy who I am keeping an eye on to possibly win that job. And I'm not even going to roll out.
He finished, though, Brady. He finished with the first team reps today. I think I read the report. He finished with the first team.
Jedrick Wills did?
Yeah, and I read that. I don't know how true it was, but he said he finished with the first team, bro.
If Jedrick Wills finishes as a top 15 to 20 tackle in the league, I wouldn't be surprised because he was drafted as a top 10 pick. You know, that potential is in him somewhere.
What did I say? It's like, man, as a coach, you're like, man, my number one guy is still setting the standard as the QP1. So he's making my job easier as a head coach, right?
Yeah, it seems like Ben and Caleb are still meeting all offseason. I mean, that's kind of what I expect out of Caleb. You know what I mean? That's not something surprising to me. You know, it would be a little bit weird, you know, knowing what we know and seeing what we saw last year if that wasn't the case. You know, it's not like we have a Kyler Murray over there, you know, playing video games, taking VR headset reps, you know. But something interesting about Caleb that I wanted to bring up is he went worst to first in a stat from his rookie year to last year. He went from being the most sacked quarterback to the hardest to sack quarterback in the NFL last year. So I wonder if that's going to be a trend where we see him, you know, really double down on one specific area of his game and really improve into the next year. So I'm just wondering what you guys think. You know, he could have a chance to go from, you know, being below average in to being above average in. Whether that's, you know, operational, knowing the offense, you know, accuracy, being in the pocket. You know, where do you guys hope to see that jump from him in one specific attribute?
I'll take the first. I think the fact that he's lost weight, bro. Like, you know, if you've ever lost weight before, you immediately feel quicker. Like, oh my God. Like, maybe Caleb wasn't confident in really running, even though we saw him like, yo, he's fast as hell. But in his mind, he's like, bro, I'm faster than this. And maybe he held back because he knew that, you know, I'm faster than this, man. So I think that, no, bro. Hey, Slim, look, go on get them 9 yards, bro. Go on get them 9 for me, big dog. Go ahead, OG.
Yeah, I agree, man. Whatever you can do, man, to help the team and help the offense, man. If you can scoop another 5 or 6 yards, go ahead and take it up the sideline. But at the end of the day, I don't want him to get crunched either. You know, so, you know, play within the, you know, the scheme and play smart. But sometimes, man, that competitive nature of his, he's going to take off, man. He might take on a linebacker. We don't know what 18 might do outside that pocket. So I don't want him to play in no box either. So I'm going to take the good with the bad. He looks really good, man. And he's setting the example, man. That's what I love, man. We got a leader, man. We got a leader in 18.
Yeah, we got a leader. And that's what I was saying, man. Hold up. We got Nap saying Caleb getting 60 plus yards per on the game.
I'm drafting him in fantasy if he's doing that.
Caleb's going to get 60+ yards on the ground per game. So, OG, just you a coach, man. You see your quarterback who's already. You see a guy that's already got an arm. See a guy that can get away. And he come in there, and you the coach who looking at him, bro. Like, what's your thought when you see that from your QB1? And like, just what's your thoughts? Like, damn, what can this kid do?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
He ain't
man?
wasting no time, G. You can look at Caleb and say he don't waste time in all season. If that makes sense. Like we're gonna probably look at a lot of players, and I'm pretty sure the coaches are gonna look at some guys and be like, you know what? He don't look like he's working on himself this offseason. We're gonna see who been good and bad, or naughty and nice like Santa Claus. We're gonna see in the training camp coming up, man. So I believe Caleb. I would love to see that running back room, man, too. Like, how is everybody progressing with their bodies? The ball, the guys who carry the football the majority of the time, because Ben Johnson is a big proponent of a person running with the football in his hands and securing the football, which that requires strength and patience. Sometimes you can get overreactive as a running back moving the football, next thing you know, the ball on the carpet. So we got to make sure our guys are being strong with the football also. And Caleb, which he doesn't really turn the ball over like that. And the times he do turn the ball over, it's because it's like he throwing a grenade. We fourth in 1,000, and he trying his best to make a play. So that's on the team when he's got to do 4th in 1,000. So that, ball security, he's pretty good at that, and he secures the football.
Go ahead, Alan, because you talked about it too, like his operational game was bad last year, and that's what I was saying as far as I think he was tired, bro. So sometimes when you tired, you can't help but to look tired because you might not be in shape. So the fact that he's smaller now, he's going to be able to get up there quicker. So do you think him losing the weight and everything, him not being tired, is going to help him actually be quicker in every single thing that you do, man? What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely going to help because, like you said earlier in the show, man, when he's out there gasping for air, those are precious ticks coming off the clock, as Brady said.
He be breathing hard as hell, boy.
You know what I'm saying? So that 2 or 3 seconds, him, in that good lean, he could be standing up looking for the play call or tapping the helmet trying to make sure that he's getting it in. But to add to Brady's point, making sure that we get to that line of scrimmage is really a major component. That's why I think Bradbury can make that call, because he's played with some veteran quarterbacks. And coming from I used to play center. And when I was playing center, the coach used to say, you're responsible for the huddle as the center. So when the quarterback, if you notice when a player, center doesn't go downfield like the other linemen. He's usually close to the quarterback, communicate. The coach, back in the day, they'd be like, yo, big boy, get up from, we huddle. So if I'm knowing that as a center, then I'm going to control that clock and be like, guys, get to the huddle. So a veteran center can also make a major difference with Caleb, where he can make sure that his guys, the skill position guys are on task, and the offensive line is on task by the leadership of the center. The center is the center of the offense as far as it comes to alignment proponents. So that's why I say it takes 2 when it comes to huddling up and structurally on offense. So when you got your offensive center in sync with the quarterback, it falls in place. If the quarterback got to do everything, what the hell we need the center for? So the center's got to get the lineman in phase, and then the quarterback come and get his skill position players in phase. That way we don't have to worry about the skill play. We can tell them what routes to run by numbers, 4, 2, and 3, or whatever the number route combination they're going to use. So the center can say, okay, on the ball. That way there's 2 or 3 seconds that we can save by doing that operation for and win football games. Now, I would say if we had a 7-9 season, G, we wouldn't have probably got Bradbury. Would have been in the draft. We're going to get Jones, and we're going to dedicate the offensive line to Jones. But we got Super Bowl aspirations.
Yeah.
So that's where experience rules today. And so we got to go with Bradbury just because experience. He just left the Super Bowl with Drake May. And Drake May was really, really calm with him at center. So, and if he can calm down offensive line, that's all we ask. But Joe Tooney, just to kind of bounce off, if needed, can help Jones in the line call. He can make the line calls for the offense. But at the same time, I'd rather my center do it because his eye discipline is going to be different from Tooney. Tooney is looking at the left side of the formation. He's not looking at the right. The center is looking at right and left. So he makes a more accurate call when it's in zone blitzing schemes and things like that. Because the Mike is what the defensive coordinator is trying to hide. He's the queen on the chessboard. So we got to make sure we hide him from the identification of Caleb in the center. So if the center is quality at making, you don't want to use NFL, in college as a precursor to him knowing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? When the NFL sending the big lineman from Tampa Bay, he was 6'4", 375, 380. That's different. He ain't seen no shit like that in the Big Ten. So we got to be careful, with guys like that. So we got to make sure a veteran knows where he's got to go on plays like that. Where a young guy, he gonna be enamored by the size. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, the dude big as hell. Oh, by the way, I got to make a line call. So you just gotta be understanding that young guys are seeing ghosts in the NFL early because it's not something they're used to.
Yeah, man. Well said, man. It's just, and I like both takes, man. And a part of me is like, I want the veteran to start, because it's a situation where it is he's a veteran, man. He's been playing NFL snaps in the high situations of the playoff games, Super Bowl. So it's I understand that part of it matters, that experience. You can't really get experience or earn. You got to earn experience, man, and that matters so much in the NFL and in sports. So I do get that, but I think if the young boy is on track to start and he's looking like he's match for match with Grady Bradbury, I would love that, man. That would let me know, Allen, that he's really as good as advertised. You know what I'm saying? Because my first mind is let the veteran play. He's a veteran. But if they're being objective and Sam Roush is just looking at it no, the young boy ready. And that's the best case scenario. But I can see a world, CJ, where Grady Bradbury is starting. But I need to see that. Like I say, I wasn't really big on Caleb coming here because he was so raw as a talent. But Green rises to the top, CJ.
It does.
What I'm saying? It just does. So I'm thinking, CJ, that I like Logan Jones to be the starter, but are you more precautious with that situation? Because Allen made some great points, bro. Made some really great points. Guys are bigger, stronger, faster, smarter. No more moves than you, counter moves than you. You know what I'm saying? You could be star struggling. You can be competitive struggling. Them guys out there seeing ghosts. So what's your tell you about this left tackle position, CJ? We got about.
Like I said during the last podcast we had, I said whoever Caleb feels comfortable with, that's who's going to be the starter. And I stand by that.
Yeah.
Dan Rochard and Ben have not steered us wrong, in my opinion. They've been 5 for 5 with Dalman, bringing in Tooney, bringing in Jonah Jackson. Darnell Wright, I thought, from 2024 to 2025 was a much better player.
Definitely.
And we saw what Ozzie did for us last year, so I'm comfortable with them. Because when both of them left Detroit, their offensive line was ranked top 2 3 years in a row with both of those two in the building. They leave, and Detroit fell from 2 to 14 or 15. So I think we got the two magic. I think we have two of the offensive line whisperers. So I don't think we can go wrong, really. They haven't made a wrong move yet.
Yeah. So we got about 10 more minutes, man, and this has been a fire show, man. So I'm gonna open up to the OG, man. Anything you want to get into, OG, man? Since we've seen each other, man, since the off season, man. So just what's been your overall thoughts at camp? Because like I say, we're running out of stuff that I'm not saying to talk about, but we got so many things answered from the wide receiver room to the tight end to the quarterback. So what's something that you're really looking at now that you kind of I really got to look into this team to see some holes? You know what I'm saying? Like the defensive line or anything. What you thinking, man?
Well, right now, my biggest thing that I would like to see as far as my safety, my quality safety looks where is Dennis Allen gonna place Stenneman? Is he gonna place Stenneman inside the hash, or outside the hash. I think he's a player that can play outside the hash because he's a very athletic young talent. I watched his 13-minute clip for the Bears, and I was watching how he was with his brothers and things. That kid is a damn athlete, man. Mm-hmm. He is a rock solid athlete. And so there again, I just want to make sure he can translate those skills to the NFL to where they're going to be bigger, faster, and stronger. And like I said, when I told you in the front day, the quarterback, Stratford, you got my homeboy, you got a whole lot of quarterbacks that's going to play these games with him and getting him outside his comfort zone. I can see the first week of the season, they're going to run splitters against him all night just to take him off his square a little bit. That way I think Kobe Bryant can really help him. I want Kobe Bryant to play center field. If we can keep him center field as much as possible, I feel like Thieneman will be in the safe zone. But if I feel like we got to put Thieneman in the middle of the field where he's got to make sure that nothing gets behind him, that worries me because I know coordinators are going to come after him because in Oregon, he's not going to see those type of route combinations that he's going to see in the NFL. He's not going to see those type of receivers like he's going to see against Minnesota. He's going to have to learn, and I'd rather him learn in the box instead of learning behind the defense, and he's the last catalyst behind him because it's just you in the end zone when you playing single high. That's all it is. You ain't got no help. So I'd rather have Kobe Bryant there because he played in the Super Bowl style of play, and he played great at center field, and that's a guy that I want in the middle of my defense, and having Thieneman be more comfortable going to play one-on-one with tight ends, slot receivers, covering receivers underneath running backs. Those are the things you can identify early as a young guy, and you can play free and fast. But when you play free safety, man, with just you and the goalpost, you can't play free and fast. You got to play technically sound. Nothing can get over your head at all. I don't give a damn if the mother get 25 yards on the catch. I don't want 75 yards. I'll take 25, but not 75. So those are the things that the rookies got to maintain, and that eye discipline. We just went through that with Coach talking about Bristol last year. His eye discipline sucks. So you gotta be careful with your safeties and how you develop them, and you got to make sure that they understand the inside and your outside head, which I'm pretty sure he does. But it's going to be different when you got slot receivers running 4-3, going straight down the seam, and then you got a Colson Level or Tyler Warren going underneath, and they're running splitters on you, and it's just you against them too. Your outside linebackers playing underneath in a zone. So you got to be careful with things like that, and that's the things I just want Thieneman to be calm with and have a good veteran, solid foundation, and the corners protect him inside the hay.
Man, hey, if y'all don't know who this is right here, man, this is OG Allen, man. The man he's a smoke fest all by himself. So you come up here, man. And shout out to the 162 people in here, man. When you come in here, you get football education, bro, and it's a treat. It's a blessing to hear this man talk ball, man. Don't nobody sound like a guy that played football that know ball like him, man. So this is great, man. So CJ, man, just what are some of your final thoughts? Then we're gonna get to last thing, but then we're gonna get to nonsense nap questions about guys that's on the bubble. CJ, just what's your thoughts on the team? Because like I said, we can't nitpick no more, man. We can't say the quarterback position is terrible and the head coach ain't called plays and the offensive line ain't blocking. Who we gonna cut? We gonna cut the whole offensive line, and we can't say that, man. So we really gotta do our homework and look at things on this team. If you're a purist of this team and the football, to really get to the nitty gritty. So what is something that's grinding your gears that you know what? This shit right here about to be a problem. I can see it right now. Then I'm gonna go to Brady. And we're gonna.
I'm glad you said that, G, because I think the injuries could be a problem. Yeah. I called it out saying I was glad to not see no injuries during training camp, and here we go with the injuries, man. Kyle Gordon, and this goes on and on. I don't I really wanted this team to be healthy going into the season, but I don't know, man. Sometimes people can't get things where they want.
Yeah, we can't have everything we want, right, Brady? So Brady, what same thing to you, man? Like, what's something that you like? You know how we got to be superstitious, but you don't want to have like me. I don't want to have a super duper take, man. I don't want shit to come true, so I'll be careful with what I'm saying. But what are you seeing right now? That's like this could be a potential issue, or this could be really the situation where we can get over the top.
Obviously, everybody wants to talk about the defensive line. I think with Al Harris, Dennis Allen comes from a DB background, so I think the DBs, like we were playing with second stringers and practice squad guys all of last year, and didn't turn out exactly how you wanted to, but you know that was probably the strength of our defense. The defensive line, I think Booker and Sweat are a great duo. I'm higher on Booker than I'm sure most people are. We're very thin there. So I think Dio could step up and be a good player. If he's healthy, I kind of like Dio this season. Just going back and watching him on the Colts before we signed him. Maybe not worth the money, but he can add value to the defensive line. You know, he can basically line up everywhere you want and provide pressure, and he's solid against the run. That's why we paid him that, you know. But we're somebody getting in concussion protocol and somebody getting their foot stepped on away from not having another guy to put there, you know. So it's a little bit mind bending to me that we didn't sign not a big name free agent. We don't have to go get Von Miller or something like that. I'm just surprised there's not another edge player on the roster. So that's the biggest issue I see. The defensive tackles, how good are they? We'll find out. But we have plenty of bodies to put there. Booker's been hurt a few times, and Dio just ripped his Achilles, and Shamar Turner doesn't look like he's back from his ACL. I'm just surprised we don't have another body out there, unless they want to put unless they think Dexter could play there in a pinch or something. That's the biggest issue I see.
What you call? Hold on, before I get to mine. Like, what did you call Dexter? A safety? A safety? What you call him?
I call him a safety playing D line. I mean, he plays in the backfield so much, man. Like, but I feel like I've been saying it a while, Brady. I think we need to make him go to defensive end. I think Dexter will be better served at the defensive end because it doesn't require him to be the first person off the football. The defensive end position, you can kind of have a slow takeoff because your job is to secure the edge.
That I think he can do. I think he can do that.
I think he can do that, Brady. He can do that. But when we're asking him to be the interior lineman, you're supposed to be a disruptive force. That's what we pay you to do. That's what we feed you to do. You have to be a disruptive force inside the guard. You need to be off the football immediately. Every time I see him come off the football, he's the last guy off the line. And he's in front of the damn football, Brady.
And I think, tell me if I'm wrong here, but when you're in a 4-3 defense, that 3-tech defensive tackle is going to be the most important in the defense. You know, that 3 technique. I guess we didn't have anybody else to put there. I'm just surprised we rolled with him at the 3 tech as long as we did. Yeah. Because he's strong enough, like he could play nose. I just think we have him in the wrong spot. If you put him on a different team, I feel like he might have better success.
In a 3-4. In a 3-4, the 5 tech. That's his position.
Yes. Yep. So, but I think Jordan Vandenberg is going to be the guy that's going to end up being that 3 technique, whether it's 6 months from now or 18 months from now. I'm sure guys talk to all you guys about Vandenberg, so I'm not worried. But
give me Rulon Jones vibes. I don't know if y'all remember the Rulon Jones from the Orange Crush defense. He give me those vibes. Rulon Jones, number 75, the Carl Mecklenburgs of the world. But Rulon Jones was a great 4-3 lineman. You know, he kind of stout, strong, got off the football, mean and shit. That's what I believe that kid is, man. Like, so that was a good pick up, Vanderbilt. I like the point, Brady.
Yeah, and we've been talking about it. We're doing a lot of research, and I'm gonna just get my Jordan Vandenberg, bars off to anybody. We got 173 people in here. So my take on Jordan Vandenberg is this, man. He's super athletic. He's a multi-sport athlete, football, basketball. He jumped out of a pool, 300 and some pounds, straight out of the pool from South Africa. Strong as an ox. Holds, and Brady knows this. Holds all the records at Penn State as far as lifting. And I think that since Allen, he's in a situation with that much raw talent with almost perfect grad score,
Yeah.
he's going to be against a top 5 O line every day it can.
Mhm.
If we didn't have an offensive line that we had to go to help that kid out, I would be concerned. But you're going against Joe Tooney, you're going against Braxton Jones, you're going against Jonah Jackson, you're going against Bernard Wright, you're going against Bradbury, you're going against Logan Jones. He's in a situation where he's going to learn so much so fast. It's going to be the perfect stuff, things of that nature. So I think if it come down to, man, us just getting over that hump, and if it's not defensive, we really got to put up 42, 43. And I think if they're not paying attention to a kid like Xavier Thomas, he's going to burn you.
When I was hearing Allen talk about Thieneman covering, a 4-3 slot receiver with Colston Loveland or Tyler Warren coming underneath, only thing I thought of was, man, I know that's what Ben's doing. That's what we got now.
He ain't gonna do it. Oh, he's not gonna get reps on the bullshit.
Yeah,
They never about to get reps that wide receiver, bro. Bullshit. You think Ben can let that engine, that Bugatti, that Ferrari sit and don't play? Are you serious?
He gonna see that, Brady.
And he got good contested catches.
By the end of the year, he'll come on just like Luther did. That was one dude that was, I was scrolling way far back on player rankings when me and Josh, shout out to Josh, found him. And I actually had him mocked to us, and I just can't believe we picked him in the 3rd round. So,
do you think it was a stretch though, Brady? You think we picked him a little too early?
Okay. I mean, in terms of ADP, like where we could have potentially picked him, but I think he's a 3rd round talent. He played with he had 5 different coaches in 4 years, and if you watched any LSU last year, some people were telling me Nussmeier was hurt. That dude was terrible. So like he had no consistency. He's had 5 different play callers. That was his first year on a new team. QB stunk. I could not find any bad routes from him. I couldn't find any egregious drops. Like I was like, what is wrong with this guy? There's got to be something that he doesn't do well, and I couldn't find it. So,
So we're gonna end it right here, man. We still got I'm gonna answer give my 3 of the players I think is getting cut. Nonsense. Snapchat to bro. He said, "Who y'all bubble player?" I think my bubble player is Dredrick Willis. I think it's Roschon Johnson. And even though Brady, I had Jalen Jones up there, bro. They gave him a bright spot today. They said he was balling, bro. So right now, give me Roschon, give me Dredrick Willis, and give me Karan Numbergadi. Those are my 3. Those are my 3.
Yeah,
I got Kentavious Street, and then my biggest one that I'm monitoring is Lynch, the defensive lineman. He could play a little bit of edge, so when I was looking at the depth chart of who I could put on edge, he's a guy that you could put there. But if Shamar Turner's healthy, I definitely don't see how he makes the 53. And I think he'd probably have to beat Kentavious Street out to make the 53, so he's somebody that I'm watching.
What you got, OG?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man. I was thinking Jones too, but not Josh Caldwell, but Blackwell. He is a special teams demon. But we got but we got so many slot corners, man. It's just if you're gonna pay him that $2 or $3 million or $4 million that he's making just to run down on special teams, that cornerback room is pretty long, man. Like I like the young man that is EK or something. The undrafted guy. I can't think of that.
Barnett.
No, it's EK or something like that. I don't want to butcher young man's name, but he's pretty solid too. I looked at a little bit of his film coming out. But Muhammad, it's just that quarterback room, man. I just think we're gonna go into the season with 6, and it's gonna be a dice roll, man. Because Smith can do all those things.